And another thing, I'm not done with you yet. Being the non-support damage role in the duo lane does not make you an ADC as much as walking into a McDonald's makes you a Big Mac. ADC stands for Attack Damage Carry. It's a MOBA term, an old one. ADC does not mean hunter. We're trying to say, like League of Legends, marksman. Traditionally, having a character who can ramp up and do tons of damage in the late game without needing mana, well, that's kind of strong. All hunters are ADCs, but not all ADCs are hunters. But hunters can also be ADCs and play in a different role and still be ADCs. And then you have some mages who are able to use their kit to enhance their auto attacks. The strength of a hunter used to be if you ran out of mana, you're still bopping with those auto attacks. Another strength is that it is ranged damage. It's like artillery fire, keeping stuff from getting into your zone. So why have we been so adamant to stick different characters in the duo lane? Are they actually ADCs? To understand that, you have to understand the weaknesses of an ADC. ADCs have slow ramp-up times. It takes a while to get going. You have to build so many items to be effective. Also, while you don't have the worst movement speed, you have the worst movement speed penalty. Somebody jumps on you, you decide to fight with auto attacks, you are now 50% slower. So if someone jumps on your back, you have the hardest time beating them off. Both hands even. Auto attack based hunters are the most potent, but those weaknesses and the amount of team effort you need to pull them off is glaring. That's a character like Rom, used to be super dominant. Season 6, Season 7, not so much. Because ability based hunters are an option. They're a little weaker with the in-hand auto attacks. They have added safety because number 1, abilities can hurt, and number 2, abilities don't slow you down. There's Ull, there's On Her, there's Scotty. You could name more for me. They can take half your health or get out and not even slow down. And a lot of ability-based hunter damage can't be stopped. Aside from Izanami, you can get in the way of hunter auto attacks. Can't get in the way of all abilities. It's kind of awkward. Trying to step in the way of an On Her ult like, get down, Mr. President, I'll work about that. The reason they weren't nearly as prominent before Season 6 and 7, there wasn't that much penetration in the game. So once those tanks got in your face, not doing so well, there's penetration in everything now, lo and behold, they're back. Sometimes that lane is just too dang long. This is why some metas you got ADCs in the mid lane. There's a lot of farm there, so you ramp up faster, and you are much closer to the safety of your tower. Plus, you have the support in the jungle roaming about you. Now, Mage ADCs. We're talking auto attacks here. And more than just the busted ring, more than Shaman's ring, more than Hecate, we're talking rings on them fingers. And you know what they used to have? Movement speed. So they have a good kit for fighting at a range, and then once they get in on you, they shred you with auto attacks while moving faster than you. But we've also had mages pop in with no intention of auto attacking. Assassins, warriors, guardians that transform the lane into a kill lane. Your safety from the enemy hunter and ganks comes from being able to murder everything. Then you get to late game, and once again, you're not going to get jumped on. The support doesn't really have to cover you because who's going to dive the nuke? But it would be nice to have an ADC somewhere. And an ability-based ADC is capable of being in the mid. That's what Season 6 was. On Her in the mid. Merlin, Zhongkui, Thoth in the duo lane. Not as ADCs. Smite has this odd cycle of growing pains where it feels like we're relearning everything we should know. Go watch Fineokay's video on compositions and team fighting and why we put roles where we do. I think that's it for my ranting. Why do I seem so upset? Because I don't want students. I want teammates. I want rivals. Now get out there and become the gods you were meant to be.